Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. I'm going to be reading a creepy true experience Reddit story while doing my makeup. So let's get into it. Now apparently this is her true experience, so I'm just going to read it off as best as I can while trying to do my makeup. And she didn't really title it, so it's just called My True Experience, so let's do it. A few years ago, my younger sister and I went out to dinner at a local restaurant one night. As we were walking on the sidewalk towards the restaurant, I noticed a man walking towards us from the opposite direction. Well, I can say that was normal, but there was sort of a creepy vibe about him. He looked like he was in his mid-50s, he was tall, and had a dirty bald head. I don't know why she said dirty bald head, but we walked inside the restaurant and the waiter led us to a table. Then a few minutes later, that same man from the sidewalk sat at the table next to us, which was so uncomfortable. I thought this was weird, but then our meals came out. I just swept away any doubt about him. While we were eating, I noticed that he was staring at me the whole time. I tried to ignore him when my sister and I almost finished eating. The waiter came up to us and said to my mom, "Ma'am, don't worry, your bill has been paid." My mom was confused and asked him what he meant. And he said the man who was sitting next to your table offered to pay for the bill. Although this was a cheap restaurant, my mom refused and said that she was creeped out by that man. The waiter soon nodded and went to go get our bill. When he left, the man slowly walked towards us, opened a strange duffel bag he was carrying, and pulled out 2 stuffed animals. The shapes of the stuffed animals were totally crushed, and I didn't realize that it was an animal at first. It was the most disgusting thing that I've ever seen in my life. My heart started beating faster when he came over to our table, and he gave the stuffed animal to me and my sister. If I was their mom, I would've. Being a 5-year-old girl, my sister was going to say yes, but then my mom and I both interrupted and refused. Then the man didn't say a word when he walked back to his table and sat down after the waiter came back with our bill. My mom tried to explain to the waiter what happened, and the waiter informed us that that man already paid for his meal, so it wasn't possible to kick him out. However, the waiter said that he would follow us out of the restaurant to make sure everything was okay. Later that night, when we came back home, I tried to fall asleep, but it was hard to close my eyes because I was still feeling uncomfortable. I just laid there, and when I looked at the clock, it was around 2 a.m. All of a sudden, I heard someone walking outside my window. It was fall, so I could hear the crunching of the leaves outside. At first, I assumed that it might have been some type of animal. However, I abruptly remembered the man from the restaurant and began to feel scared. The sound of footsteps was getting closer. I shut my eyes as tight as I possibly could, and then I heard 3 knocks on my window. Slowly, I froze, closed my eyes so tightly. I knew that it was a red flag, and I shouldn't open my eyes. But I opened my eyes cautiously. Then my heart dropped. The man at the restaurant was peeking through my window with his glaring eyes. His eyes were fixed on me and looked me up and down. I couldn't. Didn't scream at all. I just laid there praying that it must be a dream. However, he didn't do any harm to me. He just stood there watching me. And eventually he ended up walking away after a while. I didn't get any sleep for the rest of the night. The next morning, I explained to my mom what happened yesterday. She called the police right away. However, although the police searched all over the area, they couldn't find him. They didn't know who that creep was or what he wanted that night, but I'll never forget it. The end. That was the end. That was the end of it. Damn, I went through that story kind of quick. I didn't even finish. Should I read another one? Like a little short one? The next short one is The Shadow in the Closet. Okay, let's get started. I've had so many experiences, but I'll tell you the one that freaked me out because I wasn't the only witness. I was about 12 years old and I was talking with my dad in his room. My mom was in the closet with the lights off, but we could clearly see her folding clothes. Well, during me and my dad's conversation, he had asked my mom something, but to no reply. He eventually got straight to the point where he started to yell. I got up, stepped into the closet, but then I heard my mom walk into the room and ask why he was yelling her name. I looked at her and she had a towel wrapped around her waist. I quickly looked back into the closet and saw nothing. Absolutely nothing. Obviously creeped me and my dad out. Whatever we saw, it wasn't my mom. Whatever it was, it had her shape, even the bun. My mom always had her hair in a bun. I would have completely thought this was my imagination if it weren't for my dad also being there and seeing it too. That's crazy. Yeah, fuck that. My mom's always had her hair in a bun, so if I saw that shit... But yeah, thank you for listening. I wish they were more creepy. I wish they were like on edge stories, but it was my first time trying it, so let me know if you guys want to see more videos like this. And yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and bye!